أما بعد فقد قال الله في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كل نفس ذائقة الموت ثم إلينا ترجعون وقال كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنام سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال الله في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ادعوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة وجادلهم بالتي هي أحسن. صلوات. We are speaking on the rights of non-Muslims on Muslims, especially in Muslim countries. How to deal with people who don't share with you their faith. As I remember that Imam has, in this discourse on rights, Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam had mentioned the rights of the people of your own faith. Now he's speaking about the right of people who are of different faith. So we have so many ayat how to deal with non-Muslims in Quran, and especially Ahlul Kitab. And brief, you have to keep your Islamic akhlaq and manners with everyone, no matter what religion someone belongs to. Your religion is Islam, you are a peaceful person, you should be peaceful, and you should be an ambassador of peace whenever you go, whenever you are. If you are in majority, Muslims are in majority, they have to respect the minority, and they should not force them to practice what they don't want to. This is what we discussed last week, that you have no right to implement your ideology on people who don't want to accept it. The only thing you can do is to present your point of view to anyone in the world. Just present. That's it. No emphasis, no compulsion. It is not allowed in Islam. And if somebody does it, and we hear anywhere anyone is trying to impose his ideology on other people, this is not Islamic way. This is not Islamic manner. In Islam, it is not allowed. Quran does not allow that. You can practice your religion, it is fine. You can, of course, if you like to, you can invite your friends or anyone to Islam with just knowledge and wisdom and academic and logical argument, if they like. If somebody doesn't like to argue with you, you don't have to open any kind of argument. But if there is any argument, or somebody is arguing, or somebody is asking questions, your responsibility is to give him the answer peacefully, logically, rationally, and Just as a suggestion, don't try to through your voice, to raise your voice and try to impose your point of view on somebody. You don't need to do that. And you are not allowed to do that. See, in Quran it says, وَادْعُوا إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ. Some people are very passionate. They say, look, I'm a Muslim, I want everybody to become a Muslim. Remember that ayat that we recited last week, in which Allah says, if Allah wants, everybody will become a Muslim. But He is not forcing anyone. Allah is not forcing. If Allah wants, everybody become a Muslim. But He is not forcing anyone. Then He asks, do you want to forcefully turn everybody mu'min and Muslim? You cannot do that if Allah is not doing that. So this is fine if you are passionate about your religion. But it is your conclusion that your religion is right. There are other people who have different thinking, different ideology, right? They also have done their own research, their way, right? And they think that they are right. So the only way left is that if you want really to share what you have, for example, you think that I have something very much valuable and I want to share these valuable things with my friends. This is a very good idea, it's fine. But if somebody doesn't want to take it, if you want to give somebody, like say, some gold or precious stones, you want to give him, he doesn't want to take it. Are you going to force him to take it? No. So if you think that you have very precious thing with you and you want to share it with someone, you have to convince him, because this is not something material. This is something spiritual, and spiritual things, and especially things that are based on knowledge and wisdom, they need academic proof. They need logical proof. So if you want to prove it, it's fine. But Quran says, وَادْعُوا إِلَى سَبِيلِ رَبِّكَ بِالْحِكْمَةِ. If you want to invite people towards the path of Allah, بِالْحِكْمَةِ وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ. You should invite them with hikmah, with wisdom. Use wisdom, not force. You cannot say, I am right, what I said is true, because of this, because of whatever. You cannot forcefully try to impose your point of view on somebody and say, you have to accept it. No, this is just an argument, and the argument should be based on knowledge and wisdom. Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah. What hikmah you can use? See, in hikmah means wisdom. Wisdom is a higher stage than knowledge. So this is very beautiful when Quran says, didn't say that invite people with knowledge, because the other person also has a knowledge. You should invite people with wisdom. What is the difference between wisdom and knowledge? Wisdom is actually the strategy that you should use while inviting someone to what you think is right and truth. It should be based on wisdom. Wisdom. It can be just knowledge, and it can be something else other than knowledge. What it can be other than knowledge, for example. So Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Ali alayhi salam, in his great book Nahjul Balagha, the peak of eloquence, he says, كونوا دعاة للناس بغير ألسنتكم. Invite people towards righteousness and goodness بغير ألسنتكم, without using your tongue. So how can you invite someone without using your tongue? See, with wisdom. Wisdom. Not necessarily knowledge. Not necessary that you should argue with someone based on knowledge. This is not enough. Wisdom. Wisdom can be your practice. Without using your tongue, your behavior, your manners, the way you behave, the way you talk, the way you sit, the way you walk, the way you talk, this should be so attractive that the one who you want to give something that you have, you share your knowledge, you share your faith with someone, he should come to you. He should be attracted with your personality, with your akhlaq, with your manners. So you didn't use your tongue, but you used your manners, your practice. And this is wisdom. Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah. So wisdom can be using your tongue or without using your tongue. Wal maw'izatil hasana. And good advice. Beautiful advice. You should not scare someone while you are inviting someone towards righteousness. You say, if you don't do it, this will happen. You don't need to scare someone. Maw'izatul hasana. Give him the positive side. And give him what is good for him. وَجَادِلْهُمْ. In many places, Quran says you don't need to argue with people. But if you have to, because somebody is coming to argue with you for no reason, you're not arguing, you're not entering into unnecessary argument, but somebody is entering in argument with you. What you do? Either you keep quiet, or in defense, وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. This is what Quran is saying. Then your argument should be the best way, the best argument, the best, with best manners. بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. You argue with them with the way which is the best, can be the best way to argue with someone. You don't have to get angry, you don't have to get emotional. Argument should be ahsan, the best manner, best way, best words you can use, best style, best anything that you can do best. Inna rabbaka a'lamu. Why? Because when you argue with someone, of course, you know and you think that you are right. But Allah says originally, Inna rabbaka a'lamu biman dhalla an sabilihi. Allah knows who has went astray, who has deviated from right path. Biman dhalla an sabili. Allah knows who has left his path, Allah's path. Allah knows. وَهُوَ أَعْلَمُ بِالْمُهْتَدِينَ. And He knows who is on right path. Allah knows. So keep it on Allah. This is how we should deal with non-Muslims. Non-Muslims, they also have their own thinking. Maybe they have some religion. They don't believe in any religion. So you should respect their opinions, right? And the argument should be based on wisdom and good advice. موعظة حسنة. This is about the argument. If you stuck in such a place where people don't want to even listen to you, or maybe they disrespect you or your religion, it's a tough situation. You're not starting any argument, you're not doing anything against them, but they are doing everything against you. What should you do in such a situation? So as I said, the first step is tolerance. Try to tolerate. If they are ready to argue or listen to you and your argument and your logic, talk to them. If they are not willing to even listen to you, and you know that they are not going to listen ever, so what to do? The Quran says, see, there is a surah in Quran, a short surah, consists of 6 ayat. And it's called Surah Al-Kafirun, the chapter of deniers. Kafir means kufr, the one who denies. So this chapter, in this chapter, what Allah says? Qul, it starts with Qul. Qul means say, tell them. It means Allah is addressing someone. Who is this person who is Allah addressing? By saying Qul. It is singular, Qul, say. He is the Prophet himself. When the Prophet had, presented Islam in Mecca to the pagans of Mecca, they resisted and they gave him so much hard time, so much persecution, so much injustice, everything. The Prophet was dealing with them. And he was showing his tolerance. In the end, he said, okay, listen, we don't agree on issues. This is how the society should live together. This is the tolerance Quran and Islam is showing. It's amazing level of tolerance. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ, tell them, all the people who deny my message. لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ. We reach to a point where we know, both of us, لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ. I'm not going to worship what you worship. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. Nor are you worship what I worship. So this is present tense. I don't worship what you worship. You don't worship what I worship. Almost same sentences were repeated again, but in future tense. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. You don't worship what I worship. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ, and neither you are going to worship in the future. See? So there is no hope in the future. It means the disagreement reached to the level that both know, not just the present, even in the future we are not going to agree. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. You are not going to worship what I worship. وَلَا أَنَا عَابِدٌ مَا عَبَدْتُمْ. Neither I am going to worship in the future what you worship. In such a situation, what should we do now? We live in same place, in same city, in one area. We're living together in one society with such intense disagreement. Should we fight? Should we keep arguing? Should we continue our animosity to the level of war and bloodshed? What should we do? So the Quran is giving formula in one sentence, single sentence. It says, "Lakum dinukum waliya din." Your religion is with you, and my religion is with me. See how beautiful principle of tolerance Quran is presenting. Lakum dinukum waliya din. This is tolerance of Islam. Now we hear nowadays, from the media, of course, referring to few people who really they don't represent Islam and they are totally against Islam, and they are acting in such a way that really they are giving a bad impression about Islam. But the media, is responsible of making it a big deal and exaggeration of such issues which have no value. Very little people, few people are doing something wrong in the name of Islam. It shows like, oh my God, the whole Islamic Ummah is like this. They don't have tolerance. All Muslims are like this. No. Lakum deenukum waliya deen. In any society you live, there are stages, steps. You can have friendship, it's fine. You can have good business with anyone, because this is your life. And your religion is your private issue. It is between you and Allah. This is your religion. Even one, the followers of one religion, they don't agree with each other in details. Let's say Muslims. Do the Muslims agree, all Muslims, with each other? They don't. There are so many sects. Let's go to one sect. Do they agree all together on all issues? No, still they don't agree. They have so much disagreements in one sect, in Muslims. Sunnis, do they agree? No. They have so much disagreement, they even call one another kafir. Shias, do the Shia agree? All Shias agree on one? No. Even Shias have disagreements. You come to even a smaller group. Still, so disagreement continues until you reach to two people. Two people will remain only. Do you think the disagreement is over? No, still there will remain some disagreement between these two people. That's why Allah says that Allah knows who is on right path and who is not on right path. Your job is what? To follow the rules and laws set by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And your dealing with Muslims, non-Muslims should be based on justice and fairness and tolerance, love, justice. These are the things that you have to follow as a Muslim while dealing with anyone, Muslim or non-Muslim, your relative or your friend or someone you don't know. When you follow the rules and laws and principles of Islam, then you will see the society, a peaceful society based on justice and peace and love and freedom. Right? Such a good society. And all depends on, again, on good leadership. This is for sure. If the society has a good leader, then this good leader can keep guiding the society towards right path, good manners, peace and justice. But how it can be? That's why the Prophet had emphasized in his last will, he emphasized on this leadership. He announced, Man kuntu mawlah, for whomever I was a mawla, a master. Ali is the master for him. Why? Because he wanted to make it clear that after him the leadership will be with Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. And also in his last will, when he was leaving Quran, he says Quran is theory. I'm leaving practical role models with Quran for you. And they are Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Inni tarikun fikum al-thaqalain, kitab Allah wa itrati. I'm leaving two things, Allah's book and Ahlul Bayt. Leadership is important. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us on right path and give us the ability and tawfiq to practice the instructions of Quran and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wassalam.